So one of the most daunting things about websites is what happens if your site suddenly disappears into the void. Disappears, it's gone forever and there's no way to get it back. All your hard work is gone, right? Well, no, that's not true, because I'm going to show you a free and easy to use WordPress plugin that allow you to package up your whole website and download it easily without having to worry about setting up your site for backup or anything like that. You don't need to worry about any of that. This plugin does it all and it's great, and I've used it on my own website as well as on clients' websites, so have no fear about your site disappearing. With this, I'm going to show you how easy it is to install it, so let's get into the video. So in my side panel here, if I come down to plugins here, now the one I use I already have installed, so you'll see down here it says all-in-one WP migration. So you can see I've already got that installed, but what you would do is you'd go up to here and you'd go add new at the side here, and then we come to the main plugin directory where you can search for plugins. So in here, if I just put in the one I've got is this one here. So if I search for all-in-one WP migration, you can see one there that's already been activated and installed. If I just put in website backup, so you can see there's quite a few options available, and when you're looking for plugins, it's best practice to look for particular ones that work with your version of WordPress, and it will tell you in the description here. So you'll see it says compatible with your version of WordPress. Any that aren't, it may cause you some issues with your site. So you can see here it says untested with your version of WordPress. So I have had this in the past where I've installed a plugin, and for whatever reason, something in the way that the plugin has been coded, it just causes issues in your site. So where you can, always try and look for that option where it says compatible with your version of WordPress. And also you want to look for a plugin that's got a lot of installations. So you can see this one's and a lot of reviews as well. That usually helps. So you can see here this one's got 3+ million active installations, so you know that this is a popular plugin. You can see here it was last updated 4 weeks ago, so you know that the developer that's written this has put a lot of time and effort into not only writing the plugin but updating it and making sure that it's working correctly for their users. So yeah, you want to avoid any that were updated sort of years ago, or so if I go right to the last page, so you can see this one, last update was 10 years ago, and it's only got 3 out of 4 stars. It does have quite a few installations, but yeah, where possible, I'd stick to the ones on the previous page where you've got more installs. Is correct with your version. It works correctly with your version of WordPress, and it's been updated regularly. So once you've got your plugin, if we scroll down now to my plugin here, and yours would usually be on your side panel here, and so you can see we've got an export version here and we've got backups. So if I go to backups here, you can see all the previous backups of the site I've done. So I tend to back up my site usually every time I do a major update. So every time I update a page or I update a larger section of the site, I don't particularly want to lose that work, so I always, just by habit, just update as often as I can. So once you come down here, you come to export. So you'll see here it says export to, and when you click this button here, you do have a host of options here that you can export to. So for example, I think this integration is a paid add-on. However, you can export directly to Dropbox. So what it does is just send the file directly to your Dropbox directory, which is great, because you don't have to worry about transferring the file or anything like that. You can transfer to your FTP, so you can directly in your backend just have a version of the WordPress backup just sitting there ready to be used in the future. Google Drive, some of these you'll be familiar with, but what I tend to do for the most part is just go to File here. So I usually go to click on File, and you'll see it says preparing to export. So this might take a little bit of time because it has to grab your entire site, collate all of the plugins and all of your code and all of the pages, images, etc. So it's taking your whole website and turning it into one zip file that's easily reinstallable in the future. So we'll just let that continue on. And now that's complete, you'll see that there's a button that says download the site, and you can see the size of the site, which is 1 gigabyte. With this version of the plugin, the all-in-one WP migration, I did purchase an add-on which lets you package a site. I think it's over 1 gigabyte, which is worth it, because if your site's going to grow, you're only going to have more content and a bigger site, so it's worth I think it was less than £100 for the add-on, and it's definitely worth it in the long run. Like I said, there are other options out there, but I'm not sure what their restriction is with the paid version, if there's a site restriction on how big your site can be. So once that's done, you can click and download, and I just tend to usually just put it, you can put it anywhere, I just tend to put it on my desktop, so you can see that that's downloading, and it's going to take 2 or 3 minutes to download. And in a minute I'll show you how we can then take that install and reinstall it if we needed to in the future. So you can see that's now downloaded, and you'll just need to click close on the menu there. So if we were to install that version of the backup that we just downloaded, for example, and let's say we had an issue with our site, or we just wanted to install a previous backup, it's really easy as just going back to the plugin here, going to import, and you'll see you've got import from, so you can do the same options as previously when you export your site, so you can upload it from a Dropbox or Google Drive or whatever it might be. So in this case for me it would be a file, so you come to here, just import from file, and you just select our file. You can see here it's got a WordPress file extension, which just means that this is an install of a WordPress website. So all you do is just upload that, and your site will be up and running the same as that previous version. And it's as simple as that. So I hope you got something out of this video. Let me know what you think in the comments, and yeah, have a great rest of your day. So maybe you've got some questions about web design, drop them in the comments and I'll do my best to get back to you. I offer web design as well as web hosting and technical services, whether you're wanting to back up your site like in this instance, or perhaps you want to migrate from one hosting provider to another. I've done that for clients before, so if that's something you're interested or you want to know more information about, just head over to my website in the description for more information, and I'll see you in the next video.